What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We are back with another Musume video. This video is the last day of the League of Heroes, day 6. Yes, day 6. Yesterday made it a plat 2, as you can see, but since we are with the last 5 tickets, which is a total of 5,000 if I were to somehow get all 200 in every single race, would have gone to 5,000, but I would have still been 900 short. So regardless, I would have just made it a plat 3 only. So plan for this video, nice and simple, pretty much just the League of Heroes, and then finish whatever comments I don't finish after, because it's only 5 tickets. So I don't know how many comments are there going to be. We'll see once we get to the races. But other than that, after today, tomorrow's video should be the banner overview banner event overview for the June Bright event. That's coming up, which is the Mesero Romano and Cesario banner, and then the Uma banner, and then the support card banner, which is Rhinecraft speed card and Daring Heart. Is it Daring Heart for the int wise, which I pretty much believe is going to be mile distance, since the Umas can do mile distance. Same for the Umas they chose for the support cards. So kind of wondering if the scenario will be focused on mile distance, or they just want to do a heavy release on mile support in general, whether it's Umas or support cards. But other than that, yeah, that's the plan for today, and that is the plan for tomorrow's video. So with that being said, I should get started with the video, because yesterday, I don't know what happened. Yesterday, pretty much by the time I uploaded was a couple minutes before the usual time, so I'm trying to see if I can get this done before then. I have been jumping around recording times, but this week has been more closer to release time because of just been trying to catch up with some stuff IRL and all that. So it is what it is. But before we get started with all the races and all that, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There's a channel called Circle Requests for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I am in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. Then after that, head over to the comment section or to the circle request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, let me get the comments loaded up. Oh, there is a good bunch of comments from what I see, just a total. Get that loaded. I guess since while that's loading, we'll actually do a full race just to kind of also give me time to go look and scroll down and all that, and possibly go over a comment or two, maybe more. First comment. Oh, there is a good amount of comments. First comment is gonna be from Nova. First batch of comments are gonna be from Nova. And the first one says, "Oh no, an hour late, and now I no lunch anymore. Big sad." Yeah, my bad. I think global players give people the impression that Westerners are just brats who complain about everything and don't really speak with their wallets, since they have several free-to-play elitists going on. I know it's an exaggeration, but there are people in the Asian server who refers to global as spoiled. No, I totally see it. I feel like that's generally the case. Spoiled, greedy, whatever you want to say. At least that's what it seems like. Because to me, when I look at all these things that they complain about, especially for like anniversary rewards and all that, I'm like, First things first, we're lucky to even be getting anything for free from them. Yeah, it's a big like a big an event and all that, but they can choose to not give things. They choose to. And to be greedy about it or complaining about it. I'm just here like, cool. A lot of free stuff. But yeah. It is what it is. Moving on, I got a 2 clean thousand in, or a clean 2,000. Well, I don't know about a 2 clean thousand. A clean 2,000 in gold using Uma's I trained. Wait, a clean 2,000 in gold. Using Uma's I trained from November 2024. People are just slacking. It's funny of you to say that just because only this time around you're doing multiple runs a day and you actually been taking time. So I'm gonna just let it slide. It's just this scenario made me realize that I'm feeling under pressure to get UB. Are you? Well, I guess yeah, with all your support card you should be able to. Me, I'm struggling to get back to UC, but with just the last month remaining, I hope I can make it back to UC with it being back to medium distance turf. I hope so. I hope so. But we'll see. Then again, it's just that I want to invest more into the skills I'm choosing. I don't really look into the skills in the past, so I think I need more skills than stats. Either way, it's how you optimize Uma, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. You could get a stupid amount of skills and still increase your rank by, if you can do that alongside getting stats, because you can also get, I mean, that's if we want to see where we've seen a lot of skills and all that good stuff come from, if we just look at literally Eugen's all the skills he gets, from what I remember, he would get like a crap ton of skills along with, of course, his factors and all that, but it just shows how much more time he's put to do that compared to us. But to get more skills, obviously you're going to need more skill points, but most I've gotten was like somewhere in the 4,000s. Somewhere in the 4,000s. I don't think I've gotten more than 4,000s. I don't know. HBR Volume 3 is just a taste of despair, but I miss the Rice Girl a lot, more than the Aoi chick. Why must the huge must perish? Why can't it be a flat? Because I don't know. That's a question you should find the answer for for yourself. Ethereal Restart might be worth trying, but I don't know. So many better gachas coming out soon, though. Honestly, yeah. With like Ananta, was it Neverness, Everness to Everness, whatever it is, and then the Arc Knights, Enfield, or whatever other games that I forgot. Those games definitely were the ones I had taken priority over that. Ethereal Restart, my reasoning is simple. I was asked to try it out with a friend, and say why not. I say why not. It's gonna be fresh starting next week, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. It all just also depends how the upkeep is. Like, I don't know anything about like the game itself. I just know it's kind of related to Star Rail based on the turn base. Other than that, I know there's PvP involved, so I'm assuming it's gonna be like probably your typical PvP where you have like a set team as your defense, and then you just go into just pick an opponent, let that auto, and that's it. I think that's what I'm assuming. It could be totally different. It could be totally different. I'm still not gonna look into it. I'm just gonna look into it when the game releases. Extra runs now just makes sense with the scenario. I did 5 resets with Vivlos just now, and I did 1 run total. I just keep going. Because usually by the time I feel like the run is, most of the time, or I feel like the run is not gonna be good. One, I just keep it for the fan contribution and the off chance that it will be, even though the stats might be crap, maybe the factors might be better than what I've been using. I don't know. I don't know. That's literally the only reason why I finish it. Saw something about Bride Romano and I guess Caesar. Well, it's unfortunate they didn't do double Measuro. So far, I'm just conflicted because having only one Uma I care about in a double banner is just asking me to dump rocks into it. I have to probably skip, unfortunately. I still remember about the Shushu Teopo where he just became salty about Kawakami Princess. It didn't help that it happened twice. Put that out there. It didn't help it happen twice. And because of that, I could have gone both and I would have been fine with getting both. But no, they gave me two Kawakami Princesses. Maybe the Zenless part is subliminal message to trigger Eugen. I'm gonna be honest, I totally forgot again to remove it because I saw the time, so I just quickly edited it. It slipped my mind. Hopefully the same thing doesn't happen today. Hopefully. Gave my plat title to Hoko Tarumoko. Whatever her name is, since Ricky already had it from last year. You can give it to whoever you want to. Per Nokia, it seems that Dansu Flame stamina card is a must for this CM. Am I gonna borrow it? Probably not. I also need a card with check, so that's either Pasta Speed or Rudolph Int. Well, you have both, so doesn't matter. For me, maybe I'll borrow. Maybe I'll borrow if I end up actually using a betweener or leader. With Vivlos, though, this became complicated since I have max LB Tac Int, so I just have to pair Almond with Pasta Speed. Unless I gave up Tac for Rudolph and go with Almond, I am still in love. Per Nokia, this is the way to go, or mandatory. Add to flame. Let me see. Stamina? Then... but why? Unwavering ambition. I'm just gonna assume the gold skill since... that would, I guess, primarily be the reason. I don't know, really. Maybe something about her unique effect. Something about her support effects. But for me, I don't know. I'll keep it in mind, but I'm not gonna lose sleep over it or whatever. I would probably go with Almond Eye, Still in Love, and Rudolph. That's just what I'm thinking, at least. I don't know what the Daring Tact. Yeah, Daring Tact part does though. For your never mind. Said I would, but I don't know. Honestly, you can go either or, I guess. You can go either or, I guess. Whatever floats your boat. The thing I'm thinking about here is the speed card. But I think honestly you'd be fine. But I think a part of me feels like you'd be better with Still in Love as the other speed card instead of Asa. I don't know. I don't know. You can figure it out on your own. Whatever you want to use. Or try whether either or. Make a comparison. I don't know. Well, I got a UC4 Vivlos with medium S. I think that's good enough for now. If I were to pull for Bride Ramino, I'd be using her now, but oof. The Legends race is about to expire in less than 30 days, which means I'll have to train Umas for every distance again with this new scenario. That's a long-term project at least. Yeah, the Masters race or whatever. I need to do that. I don't think I have done it since the last one. I think I haven't touched it yet. I'm not sure. Tanoki responded saying Dansu Flame Leader only. That's what I assumed just based off the skill. Have you tried double int? 2 speed, 1 stamina, 2 int is quite a build, though I have not learned it myself. 2 speed, 1 stamina, 2 int. I could probably give that a shot if it's a chaser. Because then I could at least use Measure of Ramino and Narita Taishin as my wise cards. Stamina, well, it's most likely gonna go to Super Creek. If I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I said there's a chaser. It's most likely gonna go to Super Creek if I want to keep a max limit break. Although, I think I could possibly... No, I could go Super Creek. And then Duramente and Still in Love for speed. And then borrow, maybe just borrow a scenario card just to see the speed symbol scenario card. Just to see how would it go with nearly all my cards max limit broken. For the Still in Love, it's only 3 limit break. I don't know, maybe I'll give it a shot. Apparently it's possible to run 2 speed, 1 power, 2 int, and get more than 1200 in stamina and guts. Don't ask me how. I honestly don't know how. Because obviously with at least the speed and stamina card, you can work on power and guts, which is the reason why I went back to the 2 speed, 2 stamina card setup. I know 1 power can work, it's just it wasn't really working with me. But I didn't do 1 power and 2 win. I did 1 power and 1 stamina. That's the difference. But 2 speed, 1 power, 2, and you would have to have your, and I would assume you would have to have your main inheritances on both of those, stamina and guts, to at least get some extra boosts or extra help to get the stat up. But other than that, I do not know how. Well, power can bring up stamina, but only so little, and nothing brings up guts, so that doesn't. I don't know how. All inheritance go to guts, maybe. I don't know how that would work. Nova says, guess I can experiment. I still have time since I got Donna and Versina done already. That's the best part about getting prep early. Tanoki says, done in theory. I got 2 Umas done too, but can't wait for side games to release new cards that are, wait for it, mandatory to borrow for the June CM. Well, we would have to wait for the banner after the June Bride event, because obviously since the June CM is, what is the June CM? Medium distance, right? Or am I tripping? I'm pretty sure it's a medium distance. I mean, I'm pretty sure it is based off on the Umas that was mentioned in Nova's. But I'll just double check just to, I guess, make myself feel better, because now I'm doubting myself, which pretty sure it is medium distance, but I know the last time I checked was quite a bit ago. Maybe a few weeks ago, but I'll just take the time to look. Still got one more ticket after this. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, it is medium distance. 2400 and all that. Yeah, because the June ones, obviously, the June Bride banner pretty much seems like it's just a mile distance support in general, whether the Umas or support cards. So they do have a chance to release a card, so to speak. Mandatory card, if you wanna. Before the CM. Maybe. Then Nova says, mandatory strikes again. Then Tanoki says, I think a comment of mine disappeared. I can't see it at least, but sometimes Shushu still can. Was about me and Nova memeing the word mandatory in the Discord. I don't see it. At least I don't see it. So even the YouTube comments apparently doesn't approve of your mandatory as much. Unless I see it sometime around. I don't know. Well, if it's an actual comment, like a separate comment, and not a reply in Nova's in this specific Nova comment, I don't know. But holy crap, I didn't know there was a lot of okay, I don't see it though, but yeah, that comment disappeared. But thank you, Tanoki, for replying. Nova says in his next one, mandatory mustard. And then the next one, I have to pull everybody in 2.x. Because we don't, I guess just everyone in the 2.0 patches. And like really, I can't really skip any of them. They're mandatory and not. I guess Brent is part of that, huh? Brent is part of that? No, but for real. They're making it really hard to not pull. Well, except for Brent. Oh, that was actually not that bad for me. That was actually not that bad for me. Don't worry, Shushu. Kita Speed is making a comeback in Global. Can we really call that a comeback if she's going to be brand new in in Global? Can we really call it a comeback? The next scenario appears to be building something. So basically another GFF. Well, it is on an island, so I'm assuming some kind of island house or something. Maybe. I'm hoping that the mechanics will be easier and less RNG. Every time I train now, I just wonder, why is life so hard? Yeah, sometimes in this scenario, I'll get a decent run, and then I'll end up getting a low UE and just like, was this run really that bad? Why can't all of us combine into one account? The best factors from Yujin, the best cards from me, the best optimization runs from Noki, and the best Uma videos from Shushu. This would be the most OP collab. To be honest, you don't even need me in that mix. If does the videos necessarily help with the runs? I don't think so. But I don't know. But honestly, if we all had a mix of everything, it'd be way easier for all of us. But it can't be. But regardless, still having fun. Not too bothered by debuffers being banned. Rather, I want everyone to suffer. I don't really. It necessarily didn't matter to me. I'll either use a debuffer or not, and recently I haven't, so does it matter? It doesn't matter to me. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna do full races just so I can go through more of the comments. Any more from Nova? No, that is it from Nova. So thank you for all the comments, Nova. Appreciate it as always, and everyone who replied. Next comment is gonna be from Eugen, our comments. Lunchtime, but Nova managed to comment early. Staj. Well, I mean, it seems like when I post, it usually is, it should be around lunchtime, because by the time I post, it's 1 p.m. for him. So yeah, I'm not surprised. But moving on, for Rick, plat title should be on gold chip and only gold chip, or Rick prefer Aguri. Nova says, so is his favorite Aguri or gold chip? I'm confused. For his number one overall, I don't know. But I've heard more Aguri than gold chip from him, at least. At least. Mainly because of Cinderella Gray, so maybe that's the case, but maybe he can confirm in this video. And then my next train along would be the time you will train, as long I have that Uma, and maybe we'll do again a reasonable tips just like I do before that corresponds to your arsenal. Well, I mean, the difficult part is most of the time I be using Umas that you'd rather not use because of how they dominated the meta in the past. And we'll just end it at that. Even if you don't have Still in Love, Kita is still good based on specialty rate. It's just extra stats that is a hurdle for it. You may not get max attributes, but it's gold. That's why when some people say Kita is not good for new players to save up, use blue tickets, even I start all over again. I will go for it and try to get updated Wise card and maybe luck some speed and stamina. I mean, I'd rather use the cards if I'm able to get a free max limit broken support card. That wasn't an event card in the past at all. It was just a normal banner card. And I'm a new player, and I can get that later on and add it to my support cards and use it until I get updated ones. Yeah, that's definitely best case scenario. I mean, why not use the resources you have? I'd rather use Kita speed card over some SR card. So yeah. Oh, Stamina Creek is still good for long distance double stamina card. Well, I mean, that is what I'm using, or when I was long distance. Though I may look sometimes, having mandatory, I look a particular reason. I'm still at reasonable options, and I always go for flexibility. For the most part, what has seemed like I either pull for general, apparently chasers, and I guess leaders. I don't really have any runners or betweener cards. Well, I think I do have a few betweener cards, like Manhattan Cafe, but obviously I don't have a copy. I don't have copies, so it is what it is. I do have cards, it's just they don't have copies, and I don't want to use them because they're not gonna do as well. That's pretty much it. Then Tanogi says Speed Kita doesn't pair well with Speed I because the gold skill overlaps, but it would be a viable build. Well, I mean, it depends because you can still use both of them. Like if you're training a leader, then just go for the top option that gives you the green skill and the medium distance skill instead. And then you could still get Arcline Professor from Kitas, because that's the bottom skill option. Well, at least that's if you're running leaders. Let me get that out of the way before before that gets mentioned. Or I mean, not even just for leaders, even for just for medium distance, you can still just do that. You just have to sacrifice not using the leader medium card, the singularity one. Other than that, it's still usable. As long as you're training other leader, then you don't have to worry about Arcline Professor. It's just that shenanigans escalates exponentially the more copium the build is. Well, actually, and this is in quotes, well, actually, nothing is mandatory. It's technically right. But the further we stray, the more likely RNG can train wreck us. If anything, you'd know this quite well, right, Eugen? Not having speed Falco was fine, not having int die was also fine. Using turbo was fine, but all three together, and it's undoubtedly an unstable build. Meanwhile, people with moderately functioning builds find out League of Heroes CM is in like 3 days, get their mid UCs without distance S on whatever Umas, and Platinum 4 Group 8 anyway. I want to coast like that too. Well, my main goal is just simply having fun. I do try to go to Group A, but I'm not going to let it ruin my day. If I'm in Group B, well, I'm in Group B. Plat 4, I still be trying to doing it this whole time, and eventually I will get there. But as of right now, I'm chilling, and I'm still having fun. Wait, stamina creep for long distance double stam, but who is the first stam? I think few players who don't stamina Shakur have stamina Sounds of Earth. Well, yeah, in this case, for example, I believe Eugen does have Sounds of Earth. And I have Shakur and Stamina Super Creek. But I don't have Sounds of Earth. Or maybe I do and it's just no copies. Could have been a random card. Who knows? Or I could probably figure it out later. But speaking of new players, though, you've done more testing with the rentals. How many cards does a new player need to definitively transition out of rentals? Are we talking about Eugen or towards me? But I'm still going to try to answer because I don't exactly know how to answer that. How many cards does a new player need to definitively transition out of rentals? Well, if we want to just... in general, let's just go with general cards and to make it slightly easier, right? I would say at least one stamina card, maybe. Maybe. Of course, they would have to get the scenario card every time it releases if they don't want to borrow that. Otherwise, that would be the only thing they borrow. Obviously, an end card. I'm just saying, if we're just talking in general sense, it'll make it easier to understand, I guess. That way we don't have to complicate it with like thing. But obviously, that is the case for most people when they're starting off. Where like, well, how do I do this? But you just gotta use what you have in the beginning, even if it doesn't work out. You just gotta use what you have. But dude, it depends what cards you end up pulling. I would say one stamina, one int, the scenario card, so that's 3. And depending what you have, like if you have at least one speed card, then you can rent the other one. And it depends on the other card. If you're running 2 stamina, then maybe you have a second stamina card. Or if you're running power, guts, whatever. Honestly, that last one can be whatever, and then you could borrow whatever you're missing to truly help you for the most part. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Oh wait, like if it's just in general, a new player to transition out of rentals. Well, I mean, like to not completely use rentals, that's a whole different story. I can't even answer that. I feel like everyone will still keep using rentals. But yeah, I don't know. If you mean like completely not use it, you gotta be a whale. You gotta be a whale, because if not, you're gonna be renting the whole time. I would assume so. You're gonna most likely be renting the whole time. I don't know about Nova. You could ask Nova if he's still renting cards. Obviously, I feel like he is, but he could probably not. He could probably not. Moving on, even if you don't have Still in Love Kita. Oh wait, I already went over that. Why do we have 2 copies of this? Why? Speaking of a new scenario, I may be in the same situation as you and will only do one. I don't know what CEIT is. One will only do one. What you mean? So I'm just gonna move on. Trying to get scenario friend card if there are any, but might end up borrowing the friend card. Oh, well, if that's the one, then yeah, it all depends. But I think I'm stable, hopefully, for other cards, since the important for me is speed and wise as priority. Yeah, I think for the most part, I could still end up borrowing. Yeah, for the most part, I think I can still end up borrowing the scenario card if I have to. I would rather not to. So hopefully when that time comes, I won't have to worry about it too much. And if you guys wasn't obvious, we are just going over the comments right now. And I'm going to try to go through this as fast as possible because we're cutting close with time. So, with the new costume, I am disappointed. Ramano's second costume is somehow bearable, but Cesario? Where is my Turbo new costume? Is it because Turbo has plenty of costumes and support cards like Steampunk and Wedding Dress Illustration? Still Cesario new costume before Turbo, though still blue. I think the reasoning is because when they Turbo is what, a 1-star? Was she a 1-star or a 2-star? I don't remember. Turbo. She was a 1-star. So unfortunately, I feel like she didn't make it. She's not high in the priority list. 2-star you can make. I don't know. They did do it for Tannhauser like a year later, a little over a year later. I think it's just because we have a lot of Umas, way more than before. And maybe because Cesario is wasn't she one of the main Umas in part 2 of the main story in the game? I can see why she'd take priority. Plus, maybe because she has a wedding dress illustration support card, maybe? Yeah, maybe because she has that, she won't get one. Maybe. Maybe. It doesn't make sense because there was that New Year's Marzensky's where she did get that specific outfit still, right? So, maybe in the future. Maybe she'll get a steampunk version. I don't know. I don't know. Regarding to no debuff or on the next CM, even Noki seems to be mad about it. I don't think Tanoki was mad about it. Because literally his comment says, "Let's go," which is a good thing. What are you talking about? I found it also interesting. It may seem only for whales, but if I look on the other side, it's the first place that counts. Unlike League of Heroes, that score-based system, but this will see how you build your formation. Maybe due to some stats or maybe upcoming update if you ever made a Super Ace and 2 debuffer setup. It looks like throwing away the game. See how I keep going for Turbo, even some people think it's a good Great Escape debuffer. I still try to look forward for winning even with disadvantage, so I always work on my formation. Well, I hope there's a debuff for popular to win Uma. Maybe. They do have some skills based off popularity, right? So maybe. And Tanoki responded saying, "Mad? I'm happy." Exactly. I was like, I don't know where you got mad from it. I don't know how you got him being mad from it. That's weird. That's weird. And then lastly from Eugen, okay, for the League of Heroes recap, day 5, 6 tickets and end with 24,490 points. With Plat 2, day 6, used all tickets and final score with 29,570 points. Plat 3, I guess 430 points short, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't really... Like, if I reach Plat 4, that'll be nice to finally say I actually reached Plat 4. But this whole time I've been just doing Plat 3 for the most part, unless I had that one time where I did forget to do League of Heroes that one day because it was over the weekend and I got busy. I think that was like a couple months ago too. Yeah, that one. That one was like Plat 2. Other than that, thank you, Eugen, for all the comments, and Tanoki for replying. And then next comments. Tanoki? Is there any early Tanoki comments? Doesn't look like it. The last 4 comments are going to be from Tanoki. I hope I didn't miss any. And the first one says, mandatory. But splitting hairs over word choices aside, come to think of it, I have only pulled when there is free pulls so far as well. Side games has been pretty nice to mostly pump out better cards in tandem with events or free pulls. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. That's why since I started playing, I never really pulled for support cards unless it was an event, whether it was the anniversary, Golden Week, any of the anniversaries, New Year's. Yeah, I've been completely fine with that the whole time. So, which is why, you know, obviously now I feel like they can try to release more cards, only because I feel like they're trying to, you know, make the game better, improve the game as it progresses. So I won't be surprised if they do end up releasing more meta cards more often than how it's been. But the way it's been, I've totally been chilling. And even if they do release them more, I'ma say it now, I'm only gonna pull if I actually do feel like I need to pull for it. But yeah. Oh, by the way, bend into pretzels and not having Still in Love is about me resorting to using a 0 LB power Amazon to make a UC9 to get into Group A for long CM. Hope you didn't take it too seriously since you probably didn't have much context as a lot of banter is going on in the Discord. I'm just having a self-deprecating laugh with a small subtext of stubborn resilience and victory. Lacking 2 stamina, lacking Intai Shin, speed Still in Love, and lacking speed Dream Journey, and finding 0 LB power Amazon as a solution was absurd and funny. I'm having fun with Uma, and I wouldn't be playing if I didn't. It is just a game after all, and most games are net positives. And yes, most games. Special shout out to 3-lane MOBAs whose games and communities are net negative. No, I didn't really care about it too much. I just responded however I responded. That's all it was. I'm just saying, for me, if I didn't have, like I said, if I didn't have Still in Love, I'd most likely still use Kita, because I think what I said is I just wouldn't really really mess me up when it comes to training, just because I don't have a certain card. I'll just find a way to make it work, whether RNG or not will play a bigger factor in the make or break of the run. All that really matters at the end of the day is, am I still having fun with the game? That's all that matters. And that's all that matters. It's like exactly what you did. I'll make it work. You made it work with a 0 LB power Amazon. That's pretty much what I'm talking about. If I didn't have something, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out one way or another. Taking a closer look at the new support banner, Speed Rhine is double gold with high voltage, which is mild distance. Finally, fully creeping Guts Gold City. Probably mandatory borrow for mile frontline builds unless you need to borrow something more mandatory or have Guts Gold City yourself. or all the other myriad of reasons that I cannot exhaustively list out. Well, for me, if I can just borrow, sure. But for the most part, majority of my cards more position based rather than distance based, excluding like Ramino. More on a position base, I think. Unless they're general, of course. Unless it's position, there's distance. Unless it's also both with like leader, medium, something like that. But Enduring Heart seems okay, but we've been getting a lot of mile end cards, have we? I haven't really pulled an end card since Symboli Rudolph, and I still haven't used her. Overall, though, Banner is a skip for the most part. Yeah, for the most part. Really, necessarily, I'd rather just get a general, in which technically I do in Symboli Rudolph. So, what sucks about having these cards is, which card do I use my rainbow shard on? That's a real question. I'll figure that out later on. Final League of Heroes update, 32,340 points. Was a little scared when testing during rooms, but day one was relieved that rooms did not, in fact, accurately reflect League of Heroes. Was on pace for a little better, but had a couple of 820 and 860 point tickets. Towards the end of the League of Heroes and the later plats, like plat 3 and plat 2, I noticed I was getting more third, fourth places, so I know for a fact that was the reason why that killed my attempt to going to plat 4, because I am 2,630 points short. So that's at about 3 tickets. So if I had done better, at least with 3 tickets, at least up what, 2,700 points from those 3 tickets in total, so like 900 each, I would have done better. I would have made it to plat 4 at least. But that wasn't the case this time around, so I'll just try again next time, depending on it. Depending on the distance, I would say, in the race. If it's dirt, it's going to be another one of these. If it's short distance, whew, it's going to be... It will probably be a struggle. Maybe, depending. I don't know, for some odd reason, just short distance for the most part. So yeah. And then just had a huge revelation when just randomly chatting. The last comment, unless I refresh down, there's more. How many Umas do you all have at max level 12 bond? I think I only have 3 Umas above 10. For max level 12, I think only Cap and Kita and Teo is like halfway through 11. If I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's the case. I may have a 10 somewhere, probably because I just trained them a lot, but where would it be? Here? Here? Yes. Teo's at 11, about half, getting close to halfway. Marzensky's at 10. Yeah, Cap's maxed out. I knew that already. 9 vodka, 8, 7, 3. Rudolph is almost a 10. Same Sky is almost a 10. B was at 8. I did train her a lot like early on because she was one of the first banners. Mihono's at 8. Of course, if I had Chocobon, it'd probably be more. No one else really? I haven't seen Kita yet. 10 on Sakura Bakashino, which makes sense because I have used her heavily for short distance And I think sometimes Maldison's since like the beginning of CMs and League of Heroes. So she has gotten a lot of training time. And even until now, I still train her for short distance. Smart Falcon. Surprisingly, I am surprised she is at 9, but I think I did train her a lot early on because she was like one of my only dirt ones. And yeah, at least that's my assumption. Taishin, she most likely would have been 10 already if I had continued training her. I don't know why I stopped. Oh, I stopped because I wanted to keep using her card. Surprisingly, Haru's at 9, but that is because why do I have her at 9? I don't know why I have her at 9. I don't train her at all. CB. I'm assuming there are other factors that goes into it. Maybe like support cards, maybe. I would assume. Maybe. Mr. CB makes sense when she's at 8. I do train her quite often. Nice nature. I was training her quite a bit before. Yeah, Kita's at 11, close to 12. Dio's at 9. Might as well look at everyone else. Romano 8. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So my only one being at 12 is Cap, which honestly isn't surprising because I have heavily trained her since the beginning, since just having her normal 3-star. Then when her Christmas variant got released, I kept training her. Even until now, I kept training her, and I won't until the next one, most likely. So I think that is pretty much it for all the comments. The big 3 of comments. So thank you, Tanoki, Eugen, and Noah for all the comments. I appreciate it as always. But with that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys are making this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know your overall ending to the League of Heroes. Where'd you end up plat-wise? If you made a plat. I hope you made it a plat, at least. Plat 1. And if there's anything else you guys do want to talk about or ask me, or your initial thoughts on tomorrow's or tonight's banner event and all that, let me know down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. If you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There is a channel called Circle Request for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request to join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, head over to the comment section or to the circle request channel. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Tomorrow's video will be on the banner and the event, obviously. I most likely will get it out of the way earlier than today. One reason because I do need to get I need to get somewhere early in the morning tomorrow, like around, well, I need to leave the house early in the morning, like at the very least 7, I would say. That's earlier for me. At least 7. And I'll be out probably until, I don't know, the afternoon, even early evening. So I need to get, I'll most likely try to get the video out. No, I'll most likely get the video out on time. But to record it, I just hope. Yeah, I just record early. But with that being said, guys, thank you once again. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.